I'm setting, I'm yet to achieve. So I'm new in the system. I don't know what to expect. I'm there attending for long. I don't know what new is going to be there. So whatever things are, family things, there are plans today in the association, how I reached on the time. So everything, let's empty every thoughts which is going on in our mind. And when you feel that you are feeling lighter, okay, and the cup is heavier, let's turn the cup upside down and throw it off. So you are feeling lighter now? Now we are ready for learning, right? There is very good news that I am not the speaker. So I'm here to introduce somebody whom I know for the longest period of time than all of you, right? And I feel really grateful that this person was there and is there in my life, right? Because I know this person as my first friend. So you understand how long the association is, right? So everyone I hope have attended welcome. So the first line which I have learned from welcome is the journey of change, right? We all are part of a journey of changes. So I have witnessed that, okay, starting from the academics, the person was very good in academics, trust me, right? She was always in the podium. So she was doing very good in academics. And then, of course, she has done BTech and gold medalist in MTech and was working as a software engineer in CTS, right? And was going very fast. That was expected from her. Now, when I met her, I saw that she was running the business full time. Okay, that gave me a big click that yes, this business can generate a lot of potential, right? And she referred me in the business, right? So I'm really, really, really grateful, thankful to the person that she was always there with me. Okay, and I see her. If I want to talk about her, I can take the entire day because I got a chance to learn from her from my day one in the project. And she has always been my inspiration. You know, inspiration, that means leading by example. I have seen her setting up milestone and I run behind her. Yeah, I have to do it, right? Starting from everything, starting from following up the SOP 100%. Okay. Starting from following upline. Okay. So all the value system, whatever things are, so I have seen her following 100% and I follow. And result, so she is running the business full time for more than 7 years right now. So you understand, like you are going to learn from somebody who is gonna come with massive experience of building the project. And she has been based into multiple cities to help those teams grow from zero to the big team, right? So any experienced person who is wanting to get a breakthrough, be it a new person, be it you are there in the system for a few years, if you are seeking today, so you're going to get a breakthrough. Same for me as well. I'm sitting in the system as a seeking mode. All right. So all the values, so that cheaper center always our appliance talks about, right? I have always seen her the qualities, right? And I follow. Starting from commitment, starting from sitting beside somebody and spending hours just to give the person a breakthrough, leaving her own priorities, right? This is something I have seen, right? And I'm still learning. All right. So talking about own personal achievements, all things are achieved. So as I told, I'm her school friend. So I have seen her riding bicycle and the journey in 4 years time, less than 4 years time, she bought a Mercedes Benz first time, brand new, right? So the journey is from bicycle to Mercedes Benz, but that's long back. It's not about her car right now. It's about she's right now focused on creating success stories in her organization, right? You can be the one. So I know there are a lot of people who are in this Zoom right now getting a chance to be trained by her. Don't you feel blessed? You all are blessed today. We all are blessed today. All right. So the person who is going to come and bless with her knowledge, her name is Sreejetha Majoomdar.
Sorry, I just took few minutes because I was not actually listening to Arup, at the last, because it is like so many good things. My cup was getting filled. So I have to do again empty cup and then come and meet you guys, right? So I'm so excited to see you all. I'm just seeing the screen. I'm just shuffling, so many video on. Some people are sitting like this. Okay. Acha, this screen share, can I stop? Okay. Okay, thank you. So, I'm still seeing all of you. So guys, I'm so happy today coming to meet all of you. And how many of you feel, coming to a podium like this, speaking toward 280 people is okay or it's tough? How do you feel? Uh, It's okay, it's tough. It's, yeah, thanks, Abhijit. It's tough, right? So I'm still, putting pieces together to make myself getting ready to to share with my best ability today, right? So how many of you have heard me before? That's a wrong question. How many of you are seeing me for first time? Anirban, you're seeing me for first time. You're seeing me daily. No, I just wanted to understand how many new people are there in with us in today's system. Like I already know there are a few new people who are there, but this is a sign of growth, right? Every week, right? And you can understand I'm still figuring it out, putting myself together, right? So how this week is going on? Good, right? Week 46, day 1 has already been over. It's day 2, Sunday morning, right? So I was just imagining that how it would have been, right? Like earlier days when for system needed to get ready, right? Like Sunday morning, difficult to wake up. Agree? It's difficult to wake up, right? It is still difficult to wake up for me also, right? I woke up today, my one eye was open and another eye was not opening. So a lot of water splash, face wash is the way to like okay. And slowly, when I had my chai, slowly I saw my eyes are getting bigger, like fully blooming, right? That I can see all of you right now. Okay. And then thankfully I have somebody to help me with the food. Okay, but there were so many Sunday systems where there was no scene of breakfast, right? So how many of you had breakfast before connecting to system? How many of you had breakfast after connecting to the system? And how many of you know breakfast? Okay, I've been there, right? So so I was thinking that getting ready and get start and physically reaching to a destination, right? And then, of course, if I'm going somewhere, I have to be well dressed, get ready, right? Take a vehicle, public transport mostly, right? And reaching somewhere in time because the door may get closed if I am late. And all this preparation to be part of the Sunday system may go in vain if I can't enter, right? But you see, in this whole Zoom setup, it's quite simple. Woke up, right? Upper upper half of the body, get dressed, right? And whatever little bit of grooming and sit in front of the Zoom. Fine, right? Comfortable, right? Right. To me, it's very comfortable. Trust me, it's like a blessing, right? So I was just thinking that earlier, and even God bless if it even comes again, right? The entire situation is different, and I'm the same person who have gone through this and also going through this, right? And so I was thinking that the way to do something, right, is depending on sometimes how the situations are around me, right? And I can be forced to do in that way, right? Most of the times I felt like I, because of the situation I was forced to do, and I understood the reason later. So most of the time, after coming in the business also, I have done things, right? And then I understood the logic or the importance of doing it. And then when I was sharing to somebody, I was sharing the logic, right? Knowing that I also did not understand in the beginning that why I'm doing. Right, guys? Happens. I'm not just talking about attending Sunday system, right? I am also talking about a lot of things that we do or get to do in the after coming in the business on a daily basis, right? So probably the few people who are there just seeing me for first time, I first tell you that don't judge me because I'm not a professional speaker, right? You can probably figure it out by these last 5 minutes, right? No professionalism. It is only just candid sharing that probably I have in my mind, and it is nobody have, I'm none who can be saying, I know those are all the loving words coming from Arup, because Arup, I know really longest among all of you, because not just few years in the business, but from the childhood. Okay. So I know him from childhood, right? Our schooling together, our tuition together, right? By force, he is the longest friend by force. I didn't choose. Like on childhood, I could not choose. And then it's a master plan that we are together in the business as buddies, right? And we used to fight like chickens, and we still fight like chickens. And some people know who been around us in physical association. Okay. So I come from a very small town, and very small town, but very beautiful. The place name is Kalyani, and there everything is very slow. Like you take time and you feel the nature, okay, and the cool breeze, birds are chirping. That kind of environment I have grew up. Okay, big houses, and it's like not like in the city Kolkata where I am in right now. The houses are very much next to each other. Like even in one house, somebody shouting next house, can hear what's going on. But in my hometown, it's like big houses, lot of empty space, big road. People are mostly, at least that time, people mostly having bicycle, not too much of honking of cars, vehicles, not much pollution. So it's a amazing environment to enjoy the beauty of the nature and peace, right? Like we used to say that this is a place for after retirement, where you have nothing to do and you just chill, okay, taking a chair, you sit outside in your balcony and you just relax, right? But in that environment of relaxation, me remember that too much of competitive mindset among people, because they take academics very seriously. Okay. So from the childhood, it was always like, okay, you have to do good study, get good marks, you have to get a good degree. And I just I just grew up in the environment like this. I have seen people, the seniors, right, my friends, the relatives in my family, everybody is operating with that mindset. So by default, that also came in me without realizing what I really want. That used to be the agenda, study, 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 marks. And it was not like that I was a very good student, but when you have nothing else apart from study, so you end up getting some marks. That is the only area of expertise where you are spending time, right? So I'm not a person with a lot of extracurricular skills. Okay, just 1 second, guys, just 1 second. uh, Thank you guys for patiently waiting. And wow, system count increased. By the time I shut up and counts are increasing. Wow, super, yeah. So my upline called, right? So nothing comes prior to that. I had to take it, right? And of course, something that probably also that I can share, right? So as I was sharing, so that is the environment I grew up, right? So without knowing the reason, right, I was already running behind, running behind something, okay? And that's how the schooling went, then college, engineering, then getting into a good college. After that, then, running to get a job, okay? So I knew there is something that is pushing me. Okay, this is now this is next. Okay, this exam, this entrance exam, I need to score. Now this semester I have to score, I have to pass, then next one, then next one. Something was always like, you see those kids, okay, they are not willing, but somebody's pushing. Now chal chal chal. So for me it was for a very long time, like all my whole academics time, okay, my school, my college, I was always felt like being pushed, okay? Anyone felt like that, or you were like those enthusiast kids, like the first boy or the first girl in my class? I hardly have seen They were like self-motivated and they were pushing themselves, right? So, but I was not like that. If you at all can relate with me, and neither the situation was key because of this. I have done some extraordinary performance, not like that as well, right? But as I was sharing that it was a push from someone else. Okay, it was a push from my parents mostly. Okay, and also sometimes I used to be feel I used to be felt pushed by the surrounding, like other people are probably will go much moving forward that I may leave behind, right? You can say competition, you can say anything, fear of missing out, whatever it could be. But I didn't have the power to realize what it is or to define what it is, right? So in this context only, whatever Arup was saying, na, good academics and all. So don't consider that I was so interested, so I did well. It was a push from somebody else. Okay. So when this business came, you won't believe, right? It's the same attitude that helped me. Okay. Being pushed by somebody else. Okay. Like how can I be? I am a hot zone sider. Okay. How many of you understand the concept of hot zone? Most of you, I hope, right? If you have attended welcome session, you have you've been known what is hot zone, probably. So I signed up because somebody asked me, right? No business explanation, no checking willingness that how much I have a vision or I have a goal to start a business. It was a simple demand that be along with me, be part of this project, be along with me, right? And if you're really willing to put effort also, we can grow together. And it is coming from somebody like my parents, somebody whom I trust, somebody I can trust like with closed eyes, somebody whom I look up to. Okay. So there is no second thought. Yeah, okay. And even you won't believe that time had a great financial challenge to arrange the initial, the starting capital and to get start with it. The money problem that I had, nothing was there, and arranging it from somewhere and took a decision and got started, right? So that's how the journey started. And I felt in the beginning in the crowd, right? When I went and met a lot of people who are also doing the business, right? So I felt, oh my God, so many people, right? Like you see, like first Sunday system when I attended, I came. Till that time, I only knew my referrer is there. And one more person I met who helped me to understand the business after I signed up because I was a hot zone. And I said, okay, three of us will do business together. Okay. So when I came to my first Sunday system, oh, it's just not three of us. It's so many people and amazing people, happy people on a Sunday morning when it is too difficult to get up. Right. Because I was not happy on my day one to connect, to come and attend Sunday system. So who come on an early Sunday morning to somewhere, right? I say this is like a punishment, and I went there and people are dancing with a lot of smiling face. It's like something wrong or something I am only not getting. Okay, so that's how my journey started with a lot of speculation, right? But in the business also, after starting, it was always a push from somebody, for me, right? The push was when I started, I was so blessed to have a referrer, Sumanta. I think most of you have heard him, right? Know him, right? Or lucky enough to work along with him, right? So when I started, I'm seeing he's already running, right? And he's always having a thought towards me like, I will not ask you to do it. You want to do it, you do it. Anything. Coming to system, up to you. Okay. Coming to association, up to you. It is important. Now it's up to you. up to you if you're serious. This used to be his statement all the time, even till today. Okay. He never forced, as an upline, never forced to do something. You must do it. You can't leave this path. But he always used to share the importance. And I used to see he himself is doing it. So I had a fear that, the person I looked up to and started the business will become ultra rich and I will remain very poor. So I must run behind. I must follow. I must do the things coming towards me. You're getting the point. Fear of missing out, probably, mostly. Healthy competition with my best friend, right? Whatever you say. Something was pushing me to run. Okay. So that's how the journey started. With, like I said, the earlier days with not so clarity, right? And in the business also, with not a clarity, the clarity today probably I have for myself. This is not the same clarity when I started the journey, right? And, after some time, that push converted into when I took this business full time, right? Right? It was a decision, right? It was a decision checking with my upline that, is it okay to go full time? And when I went full time, it was the ultimate push, because when it becomes your bread and butter, right? I don't think you wait for an external force to push you, right? It automatically become a push, right? And that started helping me not to stop. Shahrukh was saying the multiple cities and all, not as such great things in head. It was just, it felt like a necessity, right? It felt like it's so urgent that I must do it. On those fear, when something is so urgent and I can't miss doing it, because that is the one thing, if I don't do, I may fail. Most of the decisions, right, which helped me to grow to a bit was a decision taken in a fear that I can't fail, I can't take a chance of not doing it. Okay. And I did not realize what it's been called, why it's happening, was the logic. And that's how step by step was moving forward. Right. Now, we talk about challenges, right? When the situations are misfit, the surrounding is not right, not supportive, right? I have also a list. I will not share with you, but that list of situations go to my upline. Okay, this is not happening, this is not right, this is not working out. This list goes to upline. Okay, the things are not okay. The things are making me shaking a bit, tough, challenging, right? You all have probably, right? You also share with your upline, right? Right? So for me, it was, I'll tell you what I felt was a part of the process, right? When I see a lot of people sharing to their upline in the team also, outside the team also, in the one-on-eight groups also, in the communication group also, is somebody saying that I don't have my upline in the same city. Or even worse, let me say, I don't have my referrer in the same city. How can it be? Why you are not in my hometown? Right? Probably the sign up happened when, through Zoom, trainings are happening, but difficult, right? How many of you face this difficulty, or you feel hearing this is difficult? Okay. Okay. So I will not tell how many years ago, many years ago, when I started off, like gazillion, okay, gazillion years ago when I started the business, right? My amazing referral, right, was not in the same city, right? And unfortunately, nobody invented Zoom back then. Internet was costly. I had a broadband beep 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 wala connection, which I cannot take in my pocket and go everywhere. It is with those wires and all, it's only plugged in my home. So any online thing, if possible, only when I'm in home. And if the BSNL say, yeah, we'll connect. Okay. So what I'm saying, there was not so much of a setup of a online, like a Zoom today, like we have system on Zoom, we have trainings on Zoom, we have presentations on Zoom. Such setup was not there. Right? Challenging. And then you have your upline and the team in a different location where the only way to feel the power of the association is to travel somewhere, okay, and to travel in a frequency of 1 month once, or 2 month once, right? Then those expenses become a challenge or not, right? So at the same situation, when I started off, nothing to brag about, I did not know that this is a challenge. Because when I started off, I understood this is the process and this is how I must do it. Okay, my referrer is not here, my upline is not here, my team is not here, right? So I must go there, learn something because no online thing is happening. I must go there, take up something, come back and practice it. And again, in some interval, I should go back and recharge and come back with the things and practicing. Till the time I can make my upline travel to my place. Unless I reach to a certain level of growth, then I can make my upline travel to my place. Right? So, that push, I went there, I went to Delhi, I saw an amazing, energetic team, how they are doing the business from morning to night, on the weekends, how system, how we sell, how everything is happening, right? And all it was running in my mind that one day it has to happen in my place also. So I will get this every day. So that became a reference point, that became a goal, and I started running for it. Then one time it was told, "Ki applying can come if you do this, this, this." I said, is it possible? Okay, that became my goal. And I started focusing on how to do those things which can make my upline travel to my location. So that's how step by step moving forward. Right? Not necessary what I'm giving any suggestion or strategy right now, to implement. I was telling that today, when the same thing comes in a sharing of any of the teammate or anyone in the family saying that this is a challenge I'm facing, back then I did not knew that this is a challenge. I understood this is a part of the process and I must look for solution. Because one thing was so installed in my head that everybody else will grow. I cannot slow down because then I will be leaving much, much, much behind. Because I always thought I'm very mediocre student. Okay. If I am willing, I can do hard work. There are some incidents where I really put hard work. But I knew I'm not that kind of student who work hard or entire year, but last 4 days. Okay. Last 4 days, extreme hard work, entire year, full enjoyment. Okay. And then praying to God, some miracle should happen. Intelligence was there, brain was good. So it is never about pass or failure. It was always about in 4 days hard work, if I can balance with some good rank, good score, which also make my mom happy, I am also happy. But it's not compelling enough to work hard for entire year. Okay. But in the business, I every day was those 4 days. something or the other happening. I feel like my referral is moving much forward, right? And I will be leaving behind. Every day, I felt like those 4 days, something or the other is happening that I must run. Some event is coming, some promo is there, okay, some qualification is there, and I am seeing my referrer doing tick 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 tick, all ticking. Oh, man, give me some time. I am a person with entire year enjoyment and only 4 days hard work, right? But slowly I started enjoying ki, chalo, liking it, right? So you understand that can be one of the reason I becoming full timer, right? With a silly thought of will not do too much of hard work. Who does two work when I can make one big enough, right? So that's how the thing was for me. Okay. Of course, a lot of things has changed, right? But if I talk about, there is a big shift pre-COVID and post-COVID. There's that today, like I was talking to one of my friends, and we were talking about that how difficult it is to even imagine pre-COVID how the situations were, and post-COVID there is a immediate shift. So many things changed, right? So many lives changed, right? So do you guys also feel the same pre-COVID? However, things were post-COVID, things changed, and it's very difficult to remember life before COVID right now. I know it's been 3 years, but these 3 years were so powerful, right? To powerful enough to shake things from the base, right? I was so scared when COVID hit. I was so scared because I was in a different location, and it's a how life changed, because I was in Bangalore that time, and I remember, like, even I'm seeing my doors, windows, doubting every visible things and thinking the virus would be on top of this surface, right? With a sanitizer spray, I am everywhere. I'm spraying the people also. Like I had some good friends around me in Bangalore. We survived together those first 3 months, the most critical, uncertain ones, where not knowing what's happening. When the first time it came, I was like spraying each and everything, every people. One day my friend is saying, "Come on, you're gonna make me blind. Leave my eyes at least." Right? And then we found one liquid which can also clean the vegetables. I said, great thing, I bought a bunch, okay, cleaning all I'm not interested in cooking, but all cleaning is doing and giving to my friend. Now you cook, it's safe, okay. And of course, I'm sharing with some to enlighten the mood, but it was such a tough time. And when in 2020 things were recovering, the mid of the year, the flight starts happening, not the international one, the domestic one. I got a chance to fly from Bangalore. I ran to my parents saying that, "Chalo, now we are nearby. We'll die together at least, but at least we should be nearby." I felt so feared. The flight is also not there. Nothing is there. Like I can't travel, right? So came here and slowly felt things are getting normal. Okay, mid of the year when things started a little bit of open. And then 2021, right? So traumatic. It was so tough. I mean, it is like, it was a bigger shock than 2020, right? That suddenly what's happening, nothing is in control, right? And it was like, we were even, it is so difficult to switch on television that time. It is so difficult. Any phone call that is coming, we are just thinking, don't know what happened. Any near and dear ones, so many friends called, asking for so many things, help only for medical reasons, right? It was, for one of my friends' family. Oh, it's so tough just because to get a bed in a hospital. Okay. It was so tough time, 2021, right? Things completely shaken. Like I know some of the people, like close to me losing their loved ones, it is so tough. None of them were prepared, right? So you agree, right? How things these 3 years were so damn powerful, right? Mostly when we look at it, it looks like in a bad way. It's very powerful, right? Okay. So many lives changed, right? So anybody who wants to share anything, like anything that you want to share about during COVID, you realize something that changed for you also, that changed things for you. Yeah. Okay. If you can, like I saw one hand going up. If you can raise your Zoom hand, probably I can find you. Yeah.
Good morning. So during COVID time, one thing that has changed, people used to look at me as a very social person, but I knew inside how anti-social, if I may call myself. I was away from people. But during COVID, after a specific loss from a friend circle, I felt, no, I need to talk to people. I started calling them. So to a very large extent, I dropped this hesitation that people will be busy to take my call. And that was a huge shift in me, which was not Prabhat before COVID. This is totally changed. It's not 100% key people will not be, but I know what big shift it has made to me. So that was a big change.
Right. Charu? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Sreejetha. So I remember a call. So I got from one of my very close friend, and his wife was doing pretty well, and their family was well established because her father was running three schools and having a good income. Everything was settled, and she was never interested about business stuff. So she was always in studies, and she was a lecturer. So I got a call that suddenly uncle, so my friend's wife's father, have passed away in COVID in a day's notice. So, of course, nothing was prepared, not financially. All the businesses were running. So I have seen that in couple of days' time, how their life has turned upside down. So suddenly all the businesses were on the verge of collapsing. So she has to leave the profession, jumping over to a business which she doesn't know about anything. So it was a huge change. So it was a huge shift. So I understood that how fragile life was at point of time, and I'm grateful that I was not directly affected on that part. That was my sharing.
Yes, all right.
Yeah. Hi. Good morning, all. Yeah, and uh, pandemic actually has in two ways. There are a lot of learnings, but two things I'll just share very short. One is for my personal, and second is learning from others. So first thing about learning from others or about the society, I have seen pandemic has changed a lot of people's life. Change means they have literally destroyed, right? Financially, a lot of people lost their job, right? And even some people, they had money, right? Maybe that is the few months they could survive. So because of the COVID, I have seen every day when hospital used to charge at least 1 lakhs. Maybe some people it is around, let's say, $1,000 or $2,000 per day. Even somebody had some money in their account within 2 to 3 weeks, in everything was finished. And those family I have seen in my own eyes, they are now no more in the places. So what I realized, yes, whatever I have, that is fine, but do I have that something? Then I could realize that why I have read the Parable of Pipeline book. So something I need to have maybe multiple sources, which will be working as a wealth, right? Second thing, my personality. Initially, I thought, okay, I have enough time, or I used to cry, I don't have time, I don't have time. When pandemic came, I started working from home. Then really, I suddenly realized I have enough time and I have nothing to do. So that time mentally I was so broke, and thanks to Sumanto, one day I surrendered him. He just pulled me up. Literally, I'm telling you, I'm really grateful to him, maybe next to God. So then I realized even I have time, what I need to do. And frankly speaking to everybody, if I don't have that clear goal or clear agenda, what I need to do, even I become full time, I can do nothing. So I'll be just lazy person, and there is no point. I mean, my point is, do I know how should I do, or what should I do if I enough time? So thanks to Sumanta and thanks this business, those two key learning, really I learned during pandemic. And thanks to one the pandemic, I was literally sometime literally broke. Even I was working in a very good company. I mean, but till uh, during that time, Sumanta pulled me up, and that was the very key learning, right? So thanks, Rita, for sharing. I mean, I don't know how many can correlate, but yes, that was my key, very key learning.
Yeah, David.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I'm David from Mauritius. For me, it's very good. Yes. For me, the post COVID was I was not in the business. I was doing my job, and I was going for my degrees and all. And I was in competition with my friend. My friend was doing second degree, third degree, fourth degree. I was telling, okay, if I do more degrees, I will get more salaries and all. Okay, I was running behind degrees. Okay, but after COVID, when I see my friend lost their job, okay, lost their job, and they go very down, okay, and I have to work and to give them money. I did not have degrees and all. I have to take my one amount of my salary, okay, and give them because they have child and all, okay. I help them, and then I realized that okay, they have more than me. They are more success in so they are more successful than me. They have more. They have house. They have car and all, and I don't have that things. And I realized that okay, if I continue to do the same thing like them, maybe I will be broke. And then this business came to me. And this business came to me, and then I read the private of the pipeline, okay? And I thanks to one of my referrals, Jaya Permanent, okay? And he told me about that and told me, okay, David, if you want to do something in your life, okay, let's see. I said, okay, yes, I'm open to do something. And then when he showed me that, I said, yes, I got something. I don't want to be broke, like going for work all my life and then retired and then get broke and then I waste my life and all. And I don't want to that. Thanks to my plan also, Gautam, Gaurav, VP Sharfun, for helping me to do this journey. Okay. I'm very proud of it. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Hi, Vaishnavi and Anand.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah.
Hi. For me, there were a couple of learnings. I mean, for me, first of all, that my mother was working one of the brands for 15 years, more than 15 years. And when I saw, that lady was running the business, she asked her to sit at home. So it really pinched me, and it gave me a sense wherein like a business like running for 15 years just got collapsed in time of, I wouldn't say collapse, but it was really like it had taken a hit. And so that time I realized that anything can happen. Like in traditional businesses, is like we say in this business, traditional businesses can go up and down, but this pandemic actually showed me that I cannot rely on my job. That was one biggest takeaway for me, that I can never rely on my job, and I need to have QNET. I'm already doing that. I took QNET very seriously after that, right? And second, one more thing which I realized was that the time I spent with my mother that time, I really enjoyed, though it was a positive thing. But then there I realized that I need to give time to my parents and the relationship. So I started, I took my mother or my relationship for granted because I was so working day in, day out. But that moment, 6-7 months when we are in lockdown, it gave me a sense wherein I need to take care of my parents. And, I know for the fact I don't know how much time they have, right? So for me, it was like, I need to take care of my parents, and for me, relationships are very important. And I need to, then I started calling a lot of people after that, right? And I think that is what my key takeaway was. I mean, from during the pandemic, relationships are important. Take care of your family and your parents, and don't rely on the jobs. Work on QNET. That was the change. Thank you.
Right. So, when like Arup was saying about the friend, I also know my friend. I mean, that's common friend to us. So when we got the call, right, it was like we cannot imagine. And the first fear, trust me, the first fear that come is that I call my parents, right? And I got so afraid for my parents. Like I literally remember that I was like scolding them to go out. I was trying to make if they can't, no need to go out and things can be delivered. But because the friend, that thing happened, it was so close to us that we never expected to lose somebody so close. There are so many people, we, in mind also that thing never comes, that just one night, right? And trying their best to take to the hospital for treatment. And just in one night, when morning that news came of losing that person, was the least thought has ever come, this can happen. And what I felt seeing my friend is that, somebody being not prepared, the meaning of not being prepared, right? So there were so many realization throughout this time that I had for me, but that is like shaking, right? And not only her, another good friend of mine, I could never think of losing my uncle, means who is my that friend's father. We are like childhood buddy. We grew up together, right? And I know, like, uncle was the life of the family. Like, people used to visit their house, just even my friends, other friends used to come to meet uncle only. Okay, uncle is there, 5 minutes we'll catch up. Right? He was a chemist, like so much of knowledge, used to make fun, used to love fishes, aquarium. He had a great knack for that. Right? And just in a healthy person, just in one day, could not digest the news itself, not prepared. There's so many stories around, so many things happened around, right? I want to share, okay. I want to show here in a video, right? And this video is about somebody who had a very tough time, going through this COVID, right? So the video is little longer, but I just want, I'll show some glimpse of it, okay? So pardon me if I cut it in between or stop it in between or fast forward.
दूर के मामा है फिर पापा मम्मी ये करेंगे ये मम्मी ये पापा। बच्चे को कुछ भी होता है तो वो माँ के पास पहले आता है, इसका ऐसा ही है, वो मेरे पास पहले आता है, मतलब ऐसा मदर उसके लिए मैं ही, मम्मी पापा दोनों चाहिए। हाथ लगाओ तो डर जाएगी, बाहर निकालो तो मर जाएगी। कुछ टाइम पहले पापा की भी डेथ हुई, उसकी सदमे से बाहर नहीं निकले थे, मम्मी का भी ऐसा हो गया। और डे भी बर्थडे था मम्मी उस दिन ब्रदर का, ये मम्मी की उस टाइम पे समझ नहीं आ रहा था कि क्या रिएक्शन हो, किसको दोष दो। डॉक्टर्स ने पूरी मेहनत की, भगवान ने भी सबको मना लिया, बट एंड जब कुछ मिला ही नहीं तो बहुत हार्ड टाइम हो गया था। जब मम्मी पापा की डेथ जब हुआ तो मुझे समझने में बहुत टाइम लगा कि इन लोगों को एक्चुअली इनकी नीड्स क्या है, मतलब कैसा है खाते हैं कैसा, मुझे कोई आइडिया कुछ नहीं था कि क्या पसंद है। मुझे बाद में पता चला कि उसको अक्षय मतलब मेरे ब्रदर को मीठा बहुत पसंद है, तो मुझे ये चीज़ बाद में रियलाइज हुई कि उसको मीठा पसंद है। मैं इनके बारे में कुछ ज़्यादा जानती नहीं थी। तब डेथ के बाद उनकी क्लोज आई तो देखा कि बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें जो कि चेंज करने की भी जरूरत है, बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें हैं जो उन लोगों ने खुद ही सीख ली है। मीन्स अगर बोल दो कि मैं ये चीज नहीं करना है, ये चीज अवेलेबल नहीं है अभी और कोई है नहीं लाने वाला, तो समझ जाती हूँ मैं ठीक है मैं बाद में खा लेंगे। जितना वो बिजी रहता है जिस भी वर्क में वो फिर याद नहीं करता। अभी स्कूल जाता है तो मतलब 9 to 3 उसकी स्कूल हो जाती है, तो जब बाहर रहते हैं तो उसको याद नहीं थी, फिर वो घर में आता है तो उसको फिर फोटोज दिखती है, उसकी वजह से भी मेमोरीज भी है, तो अभी इतनी मेमोरीज भूले नहीं इसलिए याद आती है, तो उसको कहने के कुछ ना कुछ होना काम करना, तो खाने को होना या तो मोबाइल टीवी कुछ भी होना। जब मैं अपना थोड़ा सा माहौल बदला, जब मैं अपने सोचा कि अब आगे तो बढ़ना है जिंदगी, अब जो हो चुका वो तो ठीक है, जब मैं बाहर निकली तो कई लोगों ने मुझे ब्लेम किया कि मैं भाग जाऊंगी, मैं किसी के साथ भाग जाऊंगी, मेरा कोई अफेयर चल रहा है। लोगों ने ब्लेम किया, लोगों ने इल्जाम भी बहुत गंदे गंदे किए, मरने का इससे फायदा उठाया। लोगों को लगता था कि मुझे खुशी हो रही कि मेरे पेरेंट्स मतलब डेथ हो गई, एक्सपायर हो गए, बट दादी ने हमेशा इस चीज में सपोर्ट किया कि नहीं तो वो करना है, क्योंकि मैंने कोई करने वाला है ही नहीं मेरे अलावा, और मैं नहीं चाहती कि कल कोई मुझे बोले कि हमने तुमको बड़ा किया। बस यही है कि लड़ रही हूँ सोसाइटी से, एंड कि कल वो लोग तालियां भी बजाएंगे मेरे लिए। घर के ऊपर छत है और 2 टाइम का खाना मिल रहा है, इतने फाइनेंशियल कंडीशन है। बाकी लोन है तो प्राइवेट मतलब बैंक से लिया था तो लोन माफ नहीं हो रहा है, मीन्स लोग आके बार बार बोल रहे हैं कि आप लोन भरो अदरवाइज आपका घर नीलाम हो जाएगा, तो वो काफ़ी प्रॉब्लम्स है।
अच्छा।
तो पापा का ड्रीम था कि मैं बैंक में ऑफिसर बनूं, तो वही बैंक में ऑफिसर बनना। मम्मी का था कि हमेशा से कि मेरे नाम के आगे कोई डिग्री लगे, मे CS डॉक्टर। तो मेरा है कि इन फ्यूचर अगर मैं कोई भी डिग्री जिसमें मेरा नाम मतलब मेरे नाम के आगे कुछ डिग्री आता है, CA से, तो बस वही है कि उन लोगों के सपने बस पूरे करना है। मैं हमेशा सुबह से उठती थी और बस मम्मी से छोटे बच्चे की तरह, बट जब पता चला कि मम्मी भी नहीं है तो उस टाइम समझ नहीं आ रहा था कि आगे लाइफ क्या सर्वाइव होगा क्या होगा। बट मम्मी की हमेशा एक बात थी कि चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए मैं तेरा साथ कभी छोड़ूंगी नहीं, भले भले मैं कोई ना मेरी डेथ हो जाए कुछ भी हो जाए पर मैं तेरे साथ कभी नहीं छोड़ूंगी। और बस वही चीज़ है कि उन्होंने आज भी मेरे साथ कभी छोड़ा नहीं है, वो आज भी मेरे साथ है और ट्राई करती हैं कि फील करवा सके। और कई बार मुझे फील कि वो मेरे साथ ही है। हर बर्थडे पे मतलब 4-5 ईयर्स से बेसन के लड्डू फिक्स थे, मतलब बर्थडे मतलब बेसन के लड्डू होना। इस बर्थडे पे भी बनाए थे पर वो टेस्ट नहीं आया, तो मैं 6 मंथ से मैं ये चीज़ ऑब्जर्व कर रही हूँ। जब भी कोई प्रॉब्लम होती है, जब भी हमें लगता है कि थोड़ा सा मनी की ज़रूरत है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली खुद ही मनी हमारे पास आता है, हमको कभी मनी के पास जाना नहीं पड़ता। तो वो भले नहीं है बट वो पूरा करते कोशिश कि हम लोग हैप्पी रहे। तो मैं दादी को यही समझाती हूँ कि डेस्टिनी कुछ और चाहती है तो बस वो जो चाहती है वो तो करना ही पड़ेगा, तो बस हिम्मत से ही काम करना पड़ेगा, तो बस हिम्मत से ही चल रहे हैं। बेटा ला जाता बेटा बड़ा
So when I was seeing this video, right, one thing was there, of course, feeling not in a place to feel what she's feeling, what she's going through. But the other two kids are very small, but she's the one to realize, feel everything. And but I was also like the whole attitude of such a young girl, looking at life in that perspective, right? Amazing, right? But just in that incident completely changing the life, right? Anyone want to share? I could see a lot of you, right, can relate, right? Any such thing that you want to share that you have seen happening in COVID, happen with you, that you want to remember the loved one and share about them, right? So my realization was in, during this whole time that the time that I have and thinking what I can do tomorrow, keeping it for later, right? And I realized that I have less time to fulfill those things, and the most scared I was for me was my parents. Okay, and then I realized during this time that what thing I was keep postponing. Okay, I have time. I can do this later. I can do this after. Right. So that is something is changed, right? Especially in, if I talk about year 2021, when things were so tough, right? I remember when I came to the business, right, and I was asked to prepare a list of dreams, okay? And out of the context, I wrote a lot of things that I want to achieve for myself, that I want to achieve for my parents. But it was, with time, it was okay sometimes for me not achieving something. Like I was somewhere, I was okay, like, okay, right now it didn't happen, it can happen later. Okay. If I'm not achieving my goal, I have more time. I have more time. Making mistakes, okay, I'm learning from my mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. I used to keep console myself that it's okay, it's okay. Okay. And that was the reason I took longer time to achieve a few goals, which I could have done faster. Right. But during this time was the realization, that a hard realization in front when things are happening, that probably one day, things change like this and I don't have any control on the situation. I may not get a chance to fulfill those things. Those things that I've written in my dream list, few of them, at least few of them, I will be having regret for lifetime if I don't do it within time now, if I don't do it now, right? And that's something, helped me to realize, okay, there were distractions, right? Like I told you, it was always there. The distractions were always there, right? Sometimes in my head, it used to be like, okay, why I need to put so much of effort, like, complacency of some money to coming anyway, earning is happening anyway. Why it is important to achieve that goal? If didn't happen this time, it will happen next time. Maybe it is not important enough, right? So it is important to ask yourself, whatever that you have in your list, whatever you want to achieve, whatever is the goal, whatever is that thing, even one thing, even if it is about the previous generation, even if it is for the parents, right? I ask myself that I'm lucky enough to have them around, but are they lucky enough to have me around? I mean, they definitely love me most in the whole world, right? And I was talking about all those push in the beginning, right? From my childhood, what I felt, there is always a a sense of urgency in my parents' mind, taking my education, taking my, my degree, my life choices, my food, my all the things that I needed. Right? Every time with an urgency. Like I still, when I be with my mom, right? And if it is morning, 9 to 10 o'clock, and she feel it's urgent for me to finish my breakfast till today. I'm a grown-up adult, but she feel it that much of urgent to feed me, because that after beyond that is not a breakfast time. It's not gonna, help my health. If that is the feeling she carry, am I justifying having the time or opportunity what I can do for her? Am I doing enough? Right? If just for my food, if just for my commodity, if just for my life, for my education, for my to build me, I have seen my parents have sacrificing a lot of things, everything, and put me in front and walked like a sense of urgency, like huge sense of urgency. Nothing came beyond my growth in front of them. They sacrificed all their vacations, all whatever they could spend for themselves, leisure times, right? Good food, going to hotel, going to restaurant, going to theater, watch a movie, sacrificed everything because there was a huge sense of urgency was working for them. She must do it right away. She must get the degree. She must. Why? Because so that I get settled, I get secure for future. And when this happened, like I was practically panicking. Where from my father is getting vegetables? Where he is going out? Is he wearing all the, PP kits? Is he wearing all the gloves and using everything? I felt a fear of losing them. But it is not. Then I realized that this is just not keeping them alive. It's also living the life, right? Is the list of things, the few things that's still there in my current dream list is still pending. Do I really have a lot of time to wait and postpone it to do it later? Right? So when in the beginning, and not in the beginning as such, I'm saying my first year, second year, even in first 4-5 years, a lot of things in the business also I was doing, okay, I was doing with a push from inside, like I must do it in a hurry. Nobody else is in a hurry, I am. The urge has increased, knowing the fact that I can't take this time for granted, knowing that I can do it later. Ask yourself, whatever it is for you, do you really feel till now you have more time and you can do it later? Then probably it will take another few years to realize with some other incident, which I don't want to happen in my life. Right? When I was seeing Sumanta in the business, like I said a word running, right? To me, what is this running was not clear. Why he is, my question used to be how he is so self-motivated, serious, disciplined, consistency, how this all coming to my upline, but why it is a struggle or push for me. Because my upline was having a clear understanding why I have to do it today, why I cannot keep it for tomorrow, because it can get delay for me. Right? If something that is not working out, okay, if it is, I'm trying to do some activity in the business and today it didn't work out, so do I really have a lot of time to sit and analyze why things are not happening, or, it will anyway push me to move on and do the next thing, which is possible for me. Will I allow any distraction? Right? Like I know few faces over here. I know how much it, they realize when, some of them I know closely. They were also not well during COVID and had felt how tough it is to the whole recovering process and were so tensed. The entire family, what next, what next, what next, right? So when I used to, in the business, when I used to see and I used to be unaware ki why my upline is running so clear for him and why it is not so clear for me, it was only that I was not having that urgency in attitude, that I didn't have the fear of losing the time that I am spending today. It's okay, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And those days, those tomorrows added on to weeks, then months, and then year of delay. So I'm telling you, trust me, knowing myself, I'm telling you, skill is never going to be a roadblock in the path of growth. Because I have always learned from my upline, I'm not born with the skills. I am here to adapt the skills. But my attitude will decide, my clear goal will decide. Is it urgent for me will decide कि I am going to achieve it or not. That's it. That is the only difference between me not achieving something and somebody achieving something. Is the only difference. Do I have the urgency in my attitude? Do I really know why I'm doing it? Why should I do it fast? Right? Another year is about to end, right, guys? 2022, have you realized we are in a mid of November? We just have the December. November will go just like that with blink of eye. And then we are stepped into 2023, right? How many of you really make, what you say, make a list of the things that you want to do in 2023? This is how you're, this is how you will bring the change in the new year, taking those decisions, taking decisions to start something new, probably for health, right? Probably for some, health related thing, something you want to learn new. You want to achieve something during this new year, which didn't happen in 2022. Taking those resolutions to see a different life in 2023, to see a growth. And have you realized that year after year, right, passes by and still those resolutions may happen, may not happen, may not work for me because those things are not changing. I wanted it to change, so I written it down, took those decisions in my mind, but then somehow in the pathway getting lost. Happens? Happened for me so many times. So I've always, used to hear this from upline that, Shrita, it is not what you think. It is only what you practice. So nothing will change in the new year if you are not changing your practice right now. If you're still entering to the new year with the thought, ki, chalo, this year I will do, still in a future tense, will do, entire year, it is a risk of being only will do. But if I enter this year with an attitude of I am doing, then there is a chance in 2023, it will be a present continuous tense and things are happening in 2023. Right? So how many weeks are left? Just 6. Okay, 6 to 7 weeks, right? 6 to 7 weeks. Let's say I'm taking 7 weeks, okay? Considering this week as well. 7 weeks are left. So the question is that what cannot change in this 7 weeks? What can change after 7 weeks? If I'm not taking any stand today. Right? So nothing is going to change. Even after today, this system, right, trying to understand what Sreejetha is trying to share is the only thing which, which made me feel, right, which made me go through a delay. And the delay is so painful, I'm telling you. The longer the delay, the more it's painful. Okay. And I wish I had a power to take out that pain from any one of your journey to come or the journey that you are going through right now. But I also want you to know that I survived it with great learnings coming from my uplines. And I can tell you no other external factors. It is just the sense of urgency was the only thing was missing. The help and support was always there, right? You do not know the language and still you can influence people, right? You may not be performing every week, but you have the knowledge and you have the attitude, you have that decision, can help other people to achieve. It's a teamwork, right? But still, without the sense of urgency, I'll be reaching nowhere. It is just somebody who has reached. It was not that they were great men or they had something, they were born in a different way. It was just they were no COVID or pandemic. Like for me, this time was the realization. And then when the realization hit me, things started changing a bit. Okay. But the people who have reached it anyway, right, are the people who already had it in them. It was already urgent for them. That's it. Question is that, is it urgent for you? Right? Doing this business on a daily basis, whatever you are doing, attending this system, is it urgent for you? Getting some learning without judging the speaker is urgent for you, because something you want to take today and want to change something today itself so that this coming 7 weeks can be different and you start seeing a change in the result as well. Right? I was trying to find the best way to put forward, right? Okay, how to make you understand just in a, just in this 1 hour. Okay, investing this 1 hour is enough, and understand that we must move forward fast. What you're supposed to do today, push to do it today only. Right? And I know, no matter how much I want, how much, I even plead, understand, don't do this way. Okay, it will incur a loss, it will incur you losing more time. It's never gonna, it's never gonna help you. Just me saying this. Right? The decision has to happen from you. Right? So, I'm having an habit, and probably some of you as well, probably most of you, right? That, if there is something not happening, something bad happened, right? And consoling ourselves, ki chalo yaar, it will be fine. Life will be okay. It will be fine. Listen, just patting my back, it is never going to be fine unless I do something. Right? Unless I take an action, unless I bring a change in action. Somebody new in the system may have a thought, I have so long time. Shall I to just have started? Suddenly in that head, I'm just 2 months in the business. I'm just 3 months in the business. I have time. Chal, I have time. Okay. Somebody, sometime in the system, I have given this much of time, I have time. Because giving time to something is already in a habit. Right? So it has nothing to do with the vintage in the business, it has nothing to do with the age in the business today. It is just what is the reason that you are running for? Do you really think you have enough time in the lifetime to wait for it? I know, and I'll tell you my great fear. Okay, I may have time and wait. My upline may not have time and wait for me. I cannot take risk of trying to achieve such a big dream list and a so big thing that I want to achieve in my life. I cannot take risk of doing it alone. So being with my upline in that association always kept realizing me, Sreejetha, fast. So I'm telling you, you can hate me for saying this. Nothing is going to change in 2023 if we don't change things in this 7 weeks. If we don't change, nothing will change in this 7 weeks. Okay, if we don't change things today. After this system, if it is still a decision of taking a good lunch and getting a good nap, trust me, after the nap also, I will not have the power to change anything. Nothing is going to change by itself. It is I myself need to be uncomfortable and push myself to do things I'm supposed to do today. It's a huge success that I see, and I see so many real-time success stories around and clap for them, right? And doing 5+3 is the only tool, if told by my upline, is the only tool that Sreejetha, if you do it, you can be also at the same place. See, either I decide to clap for them my entire life, or if I want to be at the same place, then I have to take that uncomfortable decision that I must do 5+3 today only, no matter what. You know what excuses I used to have? My two downlines came. Sitting with them, I don't know how time went. So I could not do. Right? Then I'll tell you my nice excuses, okay? Like I'm in too much of work or something. Then some days are very bad days, okay? Can't do. I'm not feeling it from inside to do it today. I don't have that. I'm not feeling it. So my upline is to give me one look and moving on. Okay, you wait for your feeling when you will do. When you decide to do, you let me know. Never pushed me, never forced me, huh? Why are you not doing? Why you didn't do today? Never a single day, he asked. Till today, why you are not doing it? Never, never, never. Seeing him, I used to ask myself, why am I not doing it? So I'm blessed to have uplines to create great examples, lead by example, great lead by examples in front of me. Okay. So some days, days after days passing by, sitting on these excuses. Right? I'm not disciplined. Why? My upline used to ask only one thing. Why? I'm not being consistent doing rule 3. My upline used to go, why? Never given us, reply. This can be the thing, Sreejetha, this you may not be doing. My upline always pushed me to find the answers by myself. The answers are within you. You find it out. Unless you taking the decision by yourself, it will be keep happening. Okay. And the sense of urgency, trust me, in here is doing the basics only every day, is not doing big things. This is today, it's a privilege for me to come and get a chance to share with you my learning. But for me also, it is urgent to do the basics right after the system, to implement those basic work. If I'm not doing as a business owner, that's my basic responsibility. Then how can I expect my business to run well or to grow if I'm not doing the basics and spending time into blaming everything around? Right? And you know, this battle is not one time decided. It is anything that is coming in the system, guys, that is to be checked every single day. That is what is applying the system learnings every single day. It's not okay, last system, this is the learning I had. I noted it down in my notebook. I have shared. Yeah, I remember the learning. I'll share with my team or I'll share with others. That's not the purpose. Practicing all the system learnings, major key takeaways, at least 2 key takeaways, and applying it every day is the sense of urgency, is the basics. And it cannot happen ki I felt that urgency once a week, twice a week, or sometimes. It's without a break until I grow. Right? See, if I am taking a decision to 5+3, I must push myself to do it without a break unless I see growth. Then only you will see the results are coming. And trust me, I am a person with no name list, as I thought in the beginning, with no skill to how to talk, with a lot of inhibition, with no knowledge. But whenever I have done it with consistency, there were results, always and always. You talk about doing DR, you talk about increasing the system cost. It's just nothing I did differently. With the great support of all my uplines and having amazing team, it was only, and along with that, it was only the basics every single day. And when things didn't happen, right, it was clearly visible, absence of these basics not happening consistently. Right. So how many of you went to last week on Malaysia? Right. So wasn't it magical? Right. Have you taken a decision being there that next week Malaysia, when I'm coming, I'm gonna come with my team? Right? Some of you have taken decision, right? And you already know that Malaysia, the next Malaysia has already been announced. It's already round the corner. The tickets are already available. And having that dream of being there with that team, right? Will it happen suddenly? If things are not happening right now, this 7 weeks, right? Then suddenly I'll see the week-on is around and I'm taking the flight and again thinking, okay, oh yeah, I could have done it better. Next week-on pakka. And trust me, like this, the delay got added for me. Everything is sorted, just this sense of urgency, just this feeling, this urgency, there is nothing next. Okay, the next is now. I must do everything that is right now. There is nothing called next or later. So this 7 weeks, if wanna see a change, can we do all, right? The basics, 5+3, rule 3, without any break? Then I promise you, when you will enter 2023 like this, right, you will see that 2023 can actually be magical. And it is nothing can distract, because it is nothing dependent on others except only on self. Because before even pushing the team, I will only push myself. So it is only on myself doing the rule 3, practicing the rule 3. And with that attitude, if I enter 2023, there will be a different year waiting for us to boom. Right, guys? Right? So, I'll tell you my feeling, okay? And this I have felt for a very long time, was a reason for my delay. When I used to hear the story, the great leaders coming on the stage, in systems, in different platforms, in events, right? And I used to listen to them and try comparing myself, okay? And I'll tell you, I'm admitting in front of you, not to be inspired, looking for an inspiration, but most of the time, when somebody used to share that something tough happened with them, right? A great loss they've gone through, and how they took a decision, right? And they made a change and they reached where they are with a great consistency, right? I used to tell myself, okay, Shweta, no tragedy happened with you. Mediocre person, mediocre life, right? He or she had a great challenge, so they overcome it. You may not have so much of challenge, right? So it's okay, now take more time. Chalo, my life is fine, going fine. Such a silly thought of waiting for a tragedy to happen, and then you understand that is the only reason for the delay that has happened with me, not feeling the sense of urgency. But when it comes somebody from your vicinity, somebody around you, somebody in the same association, moving faster, right? That used to help me to realize, that used to help me more to realize he or she will be having it, but I am not. I was such a sucker. This was my feeling, to be pushed to run all these years, right? But during this time, when I realized it for myself, when it is not competing with others, and it is a fear of missing out, when it was fear of losing something for myself, something very personal, when I realized it, I could feel the change in me, because now it feels it is not dependent on others, it's just dependent on myself. So around me, whoever does whatever, right, will not become my milestone, because I have my clear goals right now to run for my personal reason, which I am very afraid to lose. Right? So maybe you're also running right now for the same reason. Okay, you're running with the current. You have seen the current in the ocean, right? In the current of an ocean, you throw anything that also spin. It has no speed, right? Is that in the current in the ocean, it takes the same speed. It rotates, it moves with the same speed. Just it's taking from the surrounding, right? So that helped me till the time I found my own current. These 7 weeks, no matter what, is the reason. right? Work with the sense of urgency. Trust me, guys, we'll see a different year to come. And that is the change, that is the one of the biggest changes needed to see the result, right? Even I want to improve my skill and urgency to improve it faster, right? If it's not okay, I realize it now, okay? If I have a thought and I want to talk to my upline to take it out, and I was a person used to operate with this mindset, theek hai, chalo, end of the day, when I'll get a free time, okay, or I feel when my upline will be little free, I'll share, I'll talk, or I'll send in a message, or I'll put in my monotic. But if I am hungry, if I am working with that urgency, why I will wait for end of the day? Why I will not talk immediately, get a solution so that I can even move forward faster? And one day, I just want to be, and I want to have a team with that same attitude, but it will not happen unless I am having that attitude. If I don't have urgency, like a lot of time I used to tell myself, why in a hurry? It's okay now. Why in a hurry? And I did not know that became my curse. Don't cross the road in a hurry. Look left and right. Cross carefully, otherwise you will meet with an accident. This is the conditioning I grew up with. And I didn't know this conditioning was keeping me behind. Unless I cannot be afraid to make mistakes, I have my uplines. But unless I'm moving fast, unless I have the urgency for anything and everything, and with that urgency, if I do my basics, there is no reason I'm not going to reach my goals. Right, guys? Are you with me? So this 7 weeks, can we promise to ourselves, right? Rule 3, consistently, 5+3, consistently, right? Hitting minimum F2 is the best way to enter the new year. Possible? Right? So the whole time that I got from all of you, I'm so blessed. It was more like a plea, urgent, move it fast, Baba. Don't move the way I moved initially. Okay, let's rock this 7 weeks. Let's, that regret, that repent of being in Beacon and missing to have that beautiful team that we could have. That is only possible if this 7 week, every day, right? Just 5+3 and 3. That's it. Right? And then giving that hard work, giving my best is only 5+3 and rule 3. Have you realized it? So thank you, guys. That's the only message that I have to share. Okay. I just wish you all a great change. Okay. I hope something I could contribute, taking your so valuable time, right? Something that you could go, at least a learning, a realization, anything that you have picked up. Whatever you have picked up, let's make it work. Let's implement. Okay. And let's reflect it into doing that rule 3. Trust me, that is the action with the decision will help us to see the result. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Love you for giving your time. Bye-bye.